welcome back. And now we have Steve Hall with us, part of the series and living a life of value and meaning. And next he's talking to us this time about identity and uniqueness. Steve, what is identity?
Well, it's many things, Linda. Some people, when you ask them, what's your identity, they might think that you're talking about, their passport or their license. They might show you, who they're told that they are. But it's way more than that. Like, we've got many identities. You could have an identity as being a parent. You could have an identity as what you do at work, or your different roles in life. We've got many identities. And it's not really who we are. Identities are the things that we do, the things that we belong to and perform. So we have many different identities in life. And why it's important to know about identities is to understand what we're doing as opposed to identifying with our identity and thinking that's who we really are, right? So you figure out who you are. When I got home from work in my corporate role, the first thing I did when I got home was take my uniform off because I didn't really feel like I was myself until I got dressed in my own clothes. Then I felt more who I was. I stopped being that identity at work and I became the identity of who I was at home. It's a lot like Michelangelo's statue of David, right? There's this beautiful sculpture of David, and it really comes to life when you're looking at it. And Michelangelo once got asked, how did you create such a beautiful work of art? And he said, well, I don't think I did that. I just chiseled off the bits of stone that didn't belong to David. I just let him out. I released who he was. He was in there inside the block of stone. And our identity is a lot like those bits of stone. They're stuck all over us and they really cover up who we are sometimes. We stop seeing the person in the core, who we truly are, that special uniqueness that we bring, when we are being ourselves.
So that now that you've mentioned so why is that important to find that our uniqueness?
Yeah, I think it's really important to understand the uniqueness that we have. What makes us special? What do we bring to the world? Because everyone brings something unique that only you can bring. You're being who you can be, and you're releasing that special thing that's inside yourself so that other people can see you as well. And that's what other people see and connect with. We don't really connect with what people do and the different identities they're performing so much as the person. But inside our own head, sometimes we get caught up with being the identity in life and we lose track of who we really are. And some people still to this day won't know what we're talking about in this subject. Well, I know who I am. I look in the mirror, there I am. No, it's something deeper than that. It's a sense of belonging and the sense of who am I really? Like, how would you describe yourself to somebody else? Normally when you ask a person that question, they'll describe their identities, what they do in life or what they've achieved or what they're worth. They don't really describe who they are. And it's a really difficult question to answer when you start thinking about it. Who am I really? It's such an important question because if you really want to find out what your purpose is in life, how to live the best life that you can possibly live, really need to understand who you truly are in the core of you, or otherwise you don't have a beginning or a starting point. You'll be sort of lost. You'll be living a life that's not authentic.
So you mentioned purpose. That's a valid point. So the purpose, what would you say that meant for someone as part of that uniqueness?
Yeah, purpose is aligned with your uniqueness, definitely, because when you understand that special bit that you bring to the world that they see, when you connect with that, and that's where you can extrapolate, from that you can imagine, well, how can I really bring this to life? And what do I love doing to bring that specialness to life? And that creates purpose in everything we do. And it's a bit like, we're talking about identity and uniqueness. Well, you can bring your uniqueness to your identity, but you can't take your identity to your uniqueness. So what I mean by that is bringing your uniqueness to all those different roles that you have in life, a parent, what you do, etc. When you bring that uniqueness, that special essence of who you truly are, all of a sudden you do all those identities with passion, and it starts meaning something. You know, you start bringing the best of yourself out and putting them in what everyone else sees, and it really escalates your life. It's the beginning of living a truly extraordinary life over just living a life where you're filling the identities, if that makes sense.
So what would be some advice that you could give to our viewers as a sort of a first step towards?
Yeah, this is good. I'll relate it to, I read a book by Susan Jeffers called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And there was a line in that I highlighted, and it just keeps coming back time and time again when I think about this. And it was, take the sticker off your forehead that says, I want you to like me, and put it on the mirror where it belongs. And that was really deep. I related to that. But still, I could look in the mirror and I could understand what I was meant to see, but the way I found really getting a true picture of who I was to ask people I loved, you know, what do you see? What is it about me that you like? And I tell you what, this is such a good exercise. I recommend it to anyone. When you hear what people actually think of you, it really is quite humbling, but it lifts you up, and you start identifying with the good things about yourself rather than consciously putting yourself down for all of the things that you notice that you're doing wrong. And you start hearing how you're expressing yourself in life, and you can bring more of that. Once people tell you, you can amplify it and work on that.
Thanks so much, Steve.
Oh, you're welcome, Linda.
And we'll be back another time with you talking on another amazing topic. Any more information on Steve Hall and living a life of value and meaning, and particularly with identity and uniqueness, then please go to his webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au, and we'll see you after the break.